afternoon, police in Switzerland say several dozen people have died in a fire in the ski resort of Crans-Montana. The fire began around 1:30 this morning at a bar where people had gathered to celebrate the new year. Around 100 people have also been injured, many significantly with severe burns. An emergency response to the incident is still underway. Charanpreet Kara reports.
What began as a New Year's celebration ended in chaos, music drowned out by screams. The fire broke out at Le Constellation, a bar in the Swiss ski resort of Crans-Montana, where revellers had gathered to welcome in the new year. At first, many didn't realise what was happening.
I thought it was just fireworks, like they do every 31st of December.
There was total shock. People were panicking, crying and screaming.
The fire is thought to have triggered a powerful blast, leaving multiple casualties.
We have counted around 100 injured, most of them seriously, and unfortunately, several dozen people are presumed dead.
Helicopters and ambulances rushed to the scene of the explosion, taking victims to the local Valais hospital, where officials say the intensive care unit is now full. While authorities are still trying to determine the cause of the fire, they have stressed that this is not being treated as an attack.
A fireman could explain this better than I could, but it was the air-catching fire and not an act of terrorism.
This is one of Switzerland's busiest ski resorts, with tourists from several countries among those caught up in the fire. A helpline is now in place for families trying to trace their loved ones, as what should have been a night of festivity has turned into one of shock and grief. Charanpreet Kara, ITV News.
In other news, the Home Secretary says she'll robustly defend the decision to revoke Shamima Begum's citizenship. It's after the European Court of Human Rights challenged the move, which was taken after the former UK national travelled from East London to territory held by the so-called Islamic State in 2015. The British heavyweight boxer Anthony Joshua has left hospital in Nigeria following a car crash in which two of his close friends, who were also members of his team, were killed. The car he was travelling in collided with a stationary truck on a major road. Joshua escaped with minor injuries. And a man has been charged after allegedly breaking into Kensington Palace twice before Christmas. Prosecutors say Derek Egan was stopped by Royal Protection officers in the garden of William and Kate's royal residence on December the 21st and the 23rd. Despite the ceasefire in Gaza, hospitals there face a shortage of medical supplies as Israel continues to restrict aid. In particular, medics say they are in critical need of prosthetic limbs to help an estimated 6,000 Palestinian war amputees. Ian Woods reports.
Any long journey begins with a single step, and this is Mohammed's. He's unsteady. The prosthetic limb which replaces his lower left leg doesn't yet feel like a natural extension of his body. It's barely 4 months since he was badly injured in an Israeli bombing.
القوات رمت علينا قنابل والصوابت وفي 4 استشهدوا وبعدين ودونا على المستشفى وبتروا رجلي انقطع.
Since then he's been trying to get around using crutches. Not easy when he and his family are constantly on the move. They've had to relocate 15 times during the 2-year war and are living under tarpaulin.
لا لما يعني امشي في عكاكيز زقع على السحلق على المجارة مية على الأرض يعني الطرف تسهل علي.
In Gaza, where many hospitals and clinics have been destroyed, there's a desperate shortage of medical supplies. This centre, run by the charity Humanity and Inclusion, can deal with 100 patients, but it's estimated that 6,000 Palestinians need prosthetic limbs. Rehabilitation can be a slow process, but young Mohammed can take some encouragement from Walid, who was badly injured in a bombing 2 years ago.
بعد 4 أيام تم بتر رجلي لأنه ما فيش أمل خلاص فتم بتر رجلي في 29/12/2023 إلى حد اليوم أين عايشين والحمد لله.
A temporary prosthetic has now been replaced with a better one.
لو أنا بطلع بروح الحين بمشي بعيد يعني لو بدي بمشي مسافة يعني 2 كيلو. أما قبل ما كنتش أمشي يعني بس جنب الخيمة.
Like many of his fellow Gazans, Mohammed is now taking his first faltering steps to recovery. Ian Woods, ITV News.
And finally, celebrations have taken place up and down the country and across the world to see in 2026. 100,000 people lined the banks of the River Thames for the capital's largest ever fireworks display. And in Edinburgh, thousands turned out for the Hogmanay Street Party after it was cancelled last year due to bad weather. Amy Lewis reports.
In London, the new year was welcomed in by Big Ben and a big bang. 12,000 fireworks were set off in the capital's biggest display yet. They had waited for hours in the bitter cold, but it was worth it.
London's fireworks are very awesome.
And it was like just astonishing. We liked it really a lot.
Somehow, luckily, I found the tickets and it was amazing.
In Edinburgh, they wrapped up warm and in style. Hogmanay was back after being cancelled last year because of the weather. But perhaps the biggest statement came from Dubai, where the old and new were entwined, and the world's tallest building lit up like a rocket. In North Korea, the New Year's celebrations matched every national event here with a show of strength. But nowhere parties quite like New York. In Times Square, it was all about this moment. The entire globe has now entered 2026. Hopefully the year can live up to the celebrations. Amy Lewis, ITV News.
Fantastic stuff. And that is all for now. We're back quite soon, though. Romilly will be here just after 3:30 with all the latest. But it's goodbye from me and a very happy new year to you. Bye.